Hello everyone! In this video we're going to draw a pelican. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the top part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a lid, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. On the bottom left side, make a small mark to indicate the lower half of the body. Connect the small mark to the circle using curved lines to finish the guide for the lower half of the body. The guide should be similar to an arc on its side. Pay attention to the size of this guide in relation to the circle. Above the body, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle too. First, make 4 small marks to indicate the sides of the circle, and then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. The head circle should be about half the size of the body circle. Don't place this circle too high up or the neck will be too long. On the right side of the head, draw a long sloping line as a guide for the beak. This line should be about twice as long as the width of the head. Draw another sloping line at the bottom to make the shape of the beak thicker. The base of the beak should be slightly wider than the tip. Close off the shape of the beak at the tip using a short line. Connect the head to the body using 2 curved lines to create the guide for the neck. The bottom part of the neck should be wider than the top. Under the body, draw an angled line as a guide for the leg. This line should be similar to the letter L. On the bottom left side of the body, draw a curved line as a guide for the tail. This line should be similar to a pointy arc on its side. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch a circle for the eye. The circle should be small in relation to the head. Draw the eye close to the top edge of the beak. When you get the size and position of the eye right, darken the shape. Make the sides of the shape pointy for the corners of the eye. The eye corner on the right should point down toward the beak. Draw a couple of short curved lines around the eye for the eyelids. Inside the eye, off to the side, draw a tiny circle for a highlight. In the middle of the eye, draw a small circle and shade it in for the pupil. Shade the eye using a value that's lighter than the pupil. Don't overlap the tiny highlight circle as you shade the eye. Use the long, thin shape on the right as a guide to draw the beak. Darken the top edge of the guide and make the bottom section more curved. Draw another long sloping line across the middle of the shape for the mouth. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the line when you get the shape right. The top part of the line for the mouth should be very close to the eye. At the bottom, curve the line so that the tip of the beak points down. Draw a couple of short curved lines at the top for the base of the beak. Now darken the bottom edge of the guide to finish the shape of the beak. Draw a curved line along the right edge of the neck for the pouch. Sketch lightly at first, and when you get the shape right, darken the line using short strokes for a feathery texture. Connect the neck to the tip of the beak using a couple of curved lines to create the bottom edge of the pouch. You can draw a long curved line to make the pouch full. Draw a curved line around the eye for the bare skin. Use short strokes as you draw this line for a feathery texture. Darken the outer edges of the guides at the top to create the shape of the head. Use a series of short strokes as you darken the guides for a feathery texture. Darken the bottom sections for the neck. Lightly sketch a long curved line across the entire body for the folded wing. Make the bottom left side of the wing pointy. Curve the top part of the wing. When you get the shape right, darken the lines. Use curved lines as you darken the shape to indicate feathers. Draw short lines across the shape of the wing for the individual feathers. Use the angled line under the body as a guide to draw the leg and foot. First, lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. Draw a thin shape around the bottom part of the guide for the middle toe. Draw a couple more lines along the bottom for the outer toes. When you get the shape right, darken the lines. Make the toes thin and the tips pointy. Connect the toes using short curved lines for the webbed foot. Draw a similar shape to the right for the other foot. Use the first leg as a template to draw this leg. Part of this foot will be hidden behind the first foot. Draw 3 pointy toes at the bottom and connect them using curved lines for the webbing. Darken the outer edges of the initial guidelines to create the shape of the body. Don't overlap the wing or the legs as you draw the shape of the body. On the bottom left side, draw a series of short curved lines for the visible section of the tail. Add a few short lines to the tip of the wing for more feathers. Now erase the initial guidelines. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Don't worry about erasing all of the guidelines. It's okay if you leave some behind. Redraw any of the final lines that you may have accidentally erased. Now shade your drawing. Shade the area around the eye, the beak, the pouch, and the legs using a light value. Leave a long thin section on the beak blank for a highlight. Use a darker value throughout the body to create shadows. Shade lightly at first and gradually build up to darker values. For light values, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder for darker values. As you shade, use strokes that go in the direction of the feathers. Draw a shadow at the bottom using a medium value. Add a very light value throughout the body for a bit of texture on the white feathers. Keep shading until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the pelican. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, thendrawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.